other day. And remember I had that Spilt Milk podcast with me,
I
Lexi
remember.
Brown. Yeah, like
Yep,
you was on
yep.
it. You was on the episode and we was talking
Yeah.
culture. And I literally saw that yesterday. And I was like, oh, that was the precursor to all of this. Like that was the
All of
thing
this.
that put that little bug in the like. But that was back before you had the green wall, the nice couch. You had shoe boxes in the back, a dresser in the back. You know what I mean? You had a do rag on, you had a little white shirt on. Now you got the swagged out Tim's on. You know what I mean? So it's just an evolution to the process. The one thing I will say about podcasting is once you catch the podcasting bug, it's kind of hard to get rid of because we all have a lot to say. But not a lot of us are good at creating interesting conversations. And you've always been a great conversationalist. And even though you said to me earlier, like people think I talk more, but I listen more. I think that's what makes you a great conversationalist because Glasses Malone, shout out to Glasses Malone. He always talks to us about listening. And he says a lot of people hear. He's like, but I listen. He's like, and what the word listen means is for you to make a list of all of the things that I've said and then internalize those or repeat those. He's like, and most people hear, they don't listen. And you said earlier that you listen very well. And I think that's what makes you a great orator. And that's what makes you perfect for a platform like this. So I'm shutting up. Talk to us, Dion. Intro the show. Let's get it in.
That's all good, man. Welcome to episode 3 of the Chief Dreamer podcast. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. You got Chief Dreamer Dion Dawson checking in from Chicago, in Chicago, on the ground. Got TPJ, Chicago born and raised, repping out of LA. And we just said we want y'all to dream with us, man. We're gonna have a little fun today as we always do. We're gonna get in, get out, get gone. And we go want y'all to go be great. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let's dive right in it, shall we? Shall we? You on mute, rookie?
Sorry. What's funny? I do that all the time, but I do that and I do that for, it's going to sound funny, but I've been doing live shows and actually you can't sit that on that table no more. That shit sound like World War III in the background.
Really? My bad.
Yeah, that shit like
boom, boom, boom.
I'm saying that to be, I'm just being honest. But I say that to say like, I always mute my mic on purpose because usually when I record live shows or live podcasts, because we record, like you all aren't seeing this live, but we're recording this live. So even in the last episode, if you watched the last video, I literally looked up that picture of the Suez Canal and then put it in the program, loaded it up and displayed it so you can see what it was in real time. So usually I'm around, I'm clicking and I will say this now we're episode 3, right? So I feel like we locked in. We slowly getting to the point where by episode 10, we just gonna start the episode and start talking. That's kind of what we've been doing. But you violated. Dion got a Chief Dreamer violation. Y'all want to know? I'm not going to say it online. I'm going to tell you afterwards. But you got a violation. I gave you, because you said, just tell me what I need to do. I'm going to do it. I gave you a directive after the last one, and you didn't do it. Don't say what it is, because they going to notice what it is. But you didn't do that.
Okay. Well,
that's a nightmare. Actually, by the way, no. Actually, hold on, low key. When we both do something that one of us told the other one to do, and we didn't do it because we forgot,
it's a nightmare.
We gonna call each other out on the show in a funny way, and we gonna call it a nightmare because it's the Chief Dreamer podcast.
Absolutely, you're right. So, all right, okay, we gonna talk about that because I definitely don't remember. But
this first topic I want to talk about, because I was thinking, man, what can we talk about in the show that's like gonna be something good and funny? And I was thinking about all of the like terrible innocent mistakes I made, the stuff that I don't necessarily want the public to hear. And I thought about something that was very funny back when I was bagging groceries when I first moved to LA, and I was like the beginning my dream of becoming who I've become, and hopefully I'll become greater than I am now. And I was like, what's the worst innocent mistake you've ever made, Dion?
So I'm not. One of them is. Talking to a friend at Curie when we were in high school, and low key dropped a dime on a dude to his girlfriend, and didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know. First of all, like he treated the side like the main, and the main like a friend. And man, I ain't gonna lie, I said something. And listen, it was totally totally my fault they broke up. You feel me? So
when we get off air, I want to hear who this is, and I only want to say when we get off air because a lot of people. I would say this like. I'd say it's still probably about like 10, maybe 15 people from high school that still like check in, watch my Instagram on a daily and still fuck with me. Yeah. But I really don't talk to a lot of people from high school. Right. Maybe it might have been bad choice, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like I said in episode 1, I believe, like, I'm not a person that likes to live in the past about like things I accomplished back then. Like I might have some resentment about things that have happened to me, but I don't live in the past about my accomplishments. And high school was just an accomplishment for me because, and also we gotta have a lot of real talk because it's a lot of stuff that you don't know about me, I don't know about you. But I say all that to say, like in high school, I was friends with everybody, but after high school, I was just kind of like, yo, I'm on my own path. I'm moving out of that space. And although I still to this day talk to Scott Lewis, host of I'm Not Gonna Hold You on H&B Media TV, which is my sports network, and Joe Lewis, which is his brother. And I still communicate with Ricks. Like Ricks is one of my homies still in LA. I see Ricks honestly like at least once a month. But for the rest of it, like I really got 10, 15 people I'm still cool at high school. The rest of it, everybody kind of expanded. But being on this Chief Dreamer show page, I'm seeing so many people from high school pop up now.
Popping up.
And I'm like, oh man, bro.
But you know what's funny? And I'll be honest with you, right? It doesn't even, because both of us weren't who we are, you know what I mean? I think we're two people who did not peak in high school, right? And high school was just like high school for us. It doesn't even dawn on me that we went to high school together. Like, this is not like me doing a podcast with someone I went to high school with. This is like me doing a podcast with like one of my brothers now. And I think that's so dynamic and such a...
and I think that's so funny because I have a terrible memory. I have a terrible memory. No, for real. Ask anybody that knows me. Like when I was younger, before high school, I used to be really sick. Like I missed 2 years of elementary school, like legit, swear to God. In the hospital over 50 times, ICU 10 plus times. So when I got to high school, like I was just happy to go to school every day because I was at home and I was supposed to be homeschooled. They didn't homeschool me until I was in 7th grade. So I was just at home for a whole year, like chilling by myself because my family be gone, my brothers would be gone. So when I got to high school, I was like, I can finally go to school every day and be in a normal situation. And I'm not going to lie, I hope my mom won't see this podcast. But some days when I didn't want to go to school, I just be like, I got a migraine. And because I was sick when I was younger, they would just be like, he got a migraine. Like, it's cool. He can stay home. I just stay home, watch TV. Whatever. Like my whole goal in high school was just to graduate. Like I took AP courses. I took an AP Renaissance. Actually, it was European Studies. And my main goal in that class was to get a C. And I was like, if I get a C in an AP course, it's an A in a regular class. And on all my other classes, I was like, if I get a C, I pass, like whatever. Like I wasn't expecting to live that long. Yeah. So when I got to high school was just a fun experience for me because I got to go to school every day. So like, so it's funny hearing you say this because like, although we weren't like the best of friends in high school, if you ask me about some of my favorite people that I went to high school with, that I was cool with, but also sometimes like, I'll put it this way. I was small, and a lot of people don't understand this because when you see me now, I think I'm like 5'10" now. But when I was in high school, I was 4'11", like 95 pounds until I was a junior. So everybody else was towering over me. So like I had to use my intellectual wit, my conversation or whatever to kind of maneuver through. Like I never really started no problems with nobody, none of that. But it was always certain people that weren't necessarily troublemakers, but they was wild cards. And you was one of them people in high school to me that was a wild card because I never necessarily knew what you was going to do in the moment because you was funny, you was goofy, but also you had this kind of edge to you where I was like, don't fuck with Dion because like Dion got some other shit going on. And now that we got cooler, no, for real. And now that we got cool in the future and you told, and now that I know you were homeless during that, it all kind of makes sense because like that little bit of edge might have been like, yo, what am I eating today? Where am I sleeping today? You know, like, am I going to drink some good water? Am I going to, you know what I mean? So like,
or also,
you know what I mean? So like, that's just like weird, you know what I mean? And not to cut you off, but exactly. So,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So like at that point in time, like, although you might be like, like we weren't that cool, I always considered you, even when I was in high school, to be a friend because I was little And one thing I remember about you, shout out to Peter Cottontail, who's Chance's drummer. It's funny, I was talking about him last night with the homie T, because the homie T's cousin actually plays in Chance's band sometimes, and they host parties and stuff together. But like T grew up a mile away from me, and I didn't know T until I became an adult. Yeah. So you know what I mean? But we all kind of but we went to school with Peter Cottontail, who's Chance's drummer and one of his producers. He had, big fro, big head, but I was little, so we would always make fun of each other. So when I would see you, me and you would always make fun of each other. Like on some random shit, just like being fun and cool. Then I might see you walk off, you dip off, but like I always consider you to be like a friend to me, because whenever I saw you, it was always like love with you. But also I was like, I'm gonna make some jokes about Dion, because also when in high school, my mom would buy me a bunch of like crazy fresh clothes. I would have all these crazy pants, shoes and stuff. Yeah. And like, like you said in the first episode, you went to school without uniforms, and you didn't have a uniform. So you usually have a hoodie on, a white shirt, and some jeans on. I never made fun of your clothes, because I'm like, Dion, Dion got a little edge, but also Dion might not be in the position that I'm in. Versus like the other niggas that dress fresh, I'm a clown they fit because they wore the wrong color. Like I remember one day I wore a creamsicle velour suit to school, and niggas was flaming me the whole day. But I had on a fresh ass Fat Farm creamsicle suit with some brand new white ones. I'm like, y'all can't talk shit to me. I don't care what I look like. So I'm shutting up. But that's why I say you always been my friend in my mind, and I'm glad that we became closer as adults. So for the people that kind of are piecing together our history, that's just my perspective hearing you say that. That's kind of my response to hearing you say that.
And not to mention, bro, you do know, like, let me explain something to you, to everybody that's listening. In high school, everybody under, because remember, I'm like 5'10" now. I didn't have this in high school. I was like, 5'3" or some shit. Everybody under 5'5" knew everybody under 5'5". Okay, that's why all of us kind of like kicked it, because everybody knows the other small people. And so, always remember this in high school, okay? The short people, they band together. It's like a neural network of just making sure we all survive amongst all the giants, okay? All you tall, big, gargantuan motherfuckers, like, just stay out the way, okay? Because, like, we just trying to survive at this point. We was fighting for our life. And so, like, I remember.
Hey, look, the funniest part about that is you say that, and, like, Jackie, one of your, best friends, because Jackie always was tall, was fucking huge. Yeah. Tall. Didn't he play football too?
Yeah.
Tall, played football. How tall is Jackie? Like 6'4", something like that?
I think Jackie like 6'3" or something like that.
Okay, still, you know what I mean? Tall, played foot. Like he had a grown man body when we was like 15. And that's no disrespect to you, Jackie. I'm just being honest. Like, think about it. I'm 4'11", G.
Yes.
Jackie, big ass running around making jokes and playing football, G. Like, I never played basketball in high school because the nigga was too short.
Yeah.
Now when I go to the park, I be looking at people like, damn, you little as hell. I get it.
Yeah, for real, man. Let's hop into this though, man. Shout
That's
out
a great segment, by the way. No, it is. And you know what? That'll be something that as we progress through these pods, because I will say this, and this is something that like is a lesson for anybody, and because also I feel like part of this is like us having fun, but I feel like part of it is imparting wisdom, and a lot of your wisdom comes from like life understandings and how many people you've helped. So you've had the opportunity to be able to meet and empathize with so many different people on different levels than I have. Absolutely. I'm more so working in entertainment. It's a lot more of a passive experience when you meet and interact with people. So like I understand that like sometimes we might go into some different directions for you as well as for the audience. But I will say this, as we get better, trust me, people will go back and listen to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, Absolutely. Because we will begin to reference those, and those will become reference points where you all can understand a little bit more of our dynamic and our relationships. So podcasters, don't be afraid to go off the script and talk about things like that, because those are what helps your audience to really get to understand the dynamic. And as we become more comfortable in talking, you all will become more comfortable in listening because you understand the relationship a little bit more. So Let's go ahead, Dion. And the funniest part is Dion, he told me when we first started, I'm not introing no topics. You do all of them. Look at him. Well, let's get into the first. So are you a backseat driver or are you not? That's the first topic. Dion, when you're not driving, are you like, you need to turn right there?
Nah. Yeah, I am.
I was about to say we're gonna have to get some of them dream delivery drivers on here to spill the beans.
I'm a hypocrite, baby.
Because the man told me a million times, no, I don't feel that comfortable talking like that. Like, you introduced all the topics. I don't want to introduce none of that. He's like, let's get into the first topic. No, go ahead. Do your thing. Play and talk to us. Let us know what's happening.
Oh, could you shut up, man? But no, you know what's funny is I'm happy you giving me this moment because favorite 90s songs, man. This is now I'm not.
Hold on. You skipped the whole topic. That was your part of the worst innocent mistake.
Why you didn't say nothing?
My half of it is. All right. I'm gonna make it real quick. I'm gonna make it 45 seconds left. Perfect clippable clip. Take you back to 2013. TPJ just first moved into LA. He was fine for 6 months, freelancing, flying back and forth, shooting music videos. Then the video gigs dried up. I'm like, damn, I need a job. But I just moved here. I don't know nobody. I don't have no car. I was living off $500 a month. Think about that nowadays. And so I get a job bagging groceries. So I'm bagging groceries at this Pavilions in West Hollywood. And it's raining. It's like rainy season in LA. So it's raining some of these days. And on good days, you'll meet some nice people. I meet this one lady. She had a belly, but also I was taking her groceries to her car. I saw the car seat in the car. I saw her belly. I was like, oh, congratulations. Like, I'm thinking she was like,
oh, my heart.
Yeah, I just had my kid like 6 weeks ago. I was like,
you hit her postpartum?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm still sorry, Miss White Lady. I'm still sorry to this day.
Go in the store.
That's the worst. That's the worst innocent mistake I ever made in my life. I was like, I felt so bad because the look of devastation on her face, especially as someone that has had a child, and you understand that it takes a while for the woman's body to bounce back. I'm sorry, Miss White Lady. Back in 2013, if you ever see this clip, my bad.
2013 white lady press charges. That's it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Pull a Karen.
Whoa, we're not doing all of that. All right.
Pull a Karen. Press charges. Hurt feelings alert.
I will say a lot of people hate Mark Wahlberg, but I always give Mark Wahlberg a shout out because when I was bagging groceries at that Pavilions one day, he came